So today we're going to finish up the final case in Sherlock Holmes, which is fever dreams. Should be a good time. Now that I finally learned how this game works after however many after the previous four cases. So we'll see how this one is. We saw some brief glimpses at the end of the last time, but let's get going.
Holmes, at last you're back. We can't find Kate.
What?
She went for her lesson, but the teacher says that Kate never arrived.
Mrs. Hudson?
She's gone out to ask around the neighborhood.
Thanks, Mrs. Hudson. Find Kate. All right.
Kate, are you here? Kate.
Do some research. Okay. Build a character portrait. Oh, we have a spill.
She was writing something here.
Bit of a spill.
She was writing something here.
In her diary.
Kate took her diary. What happened here?
Suitcase. Packing.
Why would she take her suitcase?
She was packing to go somewhere.
Why was it left open?
She took some clothes, took a bunch of clothes.
She took all of her favorites. They packed her things and left. I don't understand. What's that? The sound came from Alice's room. Alice!
Oh. I'm in control. I thought I was in a cutscene. My bad.
Kate! Kate!
What?
You never do anything right!
Um,
I've had enough of you not caring about me! You don't understand anything! I wish Alice would have told me!
I am confusion. Okay. I guess we're losing my mind, I'm pretty sure.
Alice, that snake, she confused her. What?
Okay.
Alice, where is my daughter?
Your daughter? You don't have one, Mr. Holmes. You never did.
My God! My daughter, what did you do to her?
What you could never do. I made her happy.
That's...
I don't care what you think. Where is Kate?
You fool. You're useless to her. Why even bother?
Holmes, this is useless.
Not gonna slap
she
her.
won't talk.
I'm pretty sure
I'll
that's...
make her talk.
We don't need her. Just use your skill. I'll take care of her.
I remember this place from my last visit. It's different now. Something was taken from here.
Okay. Select the objects that have disappeared since your last visit. So in the past, we had the candles near the chair. We had the grimoire. We had the painting. Candles are gone or covered. Oh, hello. Portrait. Unless it's somewhere else. The
This is what I heard from upstairs.
vase. Oh, hello. Wheelchair's gone. But it looks like there's a crib in its place. Oh, the crib moved. Wait, what am I doing? That have disappeared. The wheelchair has not disappeared. It's just been moved. Deselect you. Oh, hello, phonograph. Are you around? And by hello phonograph, I mean goodbye phonograph. Table of practice. Are you hiding somewhere? Appears not. Oh, hello. You're also missing. The grimoire. Grimoire. That's a mirror that's moved. Oh, grandfather clock. Nope, just moved. The mirror and the grandfather clock have rotated positions. The window's now open.
Alice entered through here.
Anything else? Cupboard's still here.
Not now. The portrait of Alice's father, William Hamilton, and some items required to conduct a séance are missing.
Okay. Let's try this again. She's angry. Good job, Holmes. Fancy hat. Oh, black veil. Up, we don't care about that necklace. Hello, ticket. Highgate Station. She's got stuff. Chalk. I guess we're drawing the circle. Seance. And she was doing it in her morning clothes. Ah, the cemetery. Okay.
The lead goes to the cemetery. Watson, keep an eye on her.
Yoinks. Hello.
Kate, are you here?
On the crossing. Trampled by feet on the crossing of 4 others.
Go to the old
Go to the old cemetery.
Felled by bullet. Scholar of Rhodes. Earth-digging giant. Felled
Nope,
by
that's not what I wanted. I wanted the suitcase.
Kate's suitcase. Why did she leave it here?
This case
Kate's diary.
is much more stressful than the previous ones. And with Alice at the cemetery, we're going to speak to her father. The ceremony scares me, of course, but I'm excited too. I shouldn't allow myself to feel scared, as what is to follow will be even scarier. She is so beautiful. Relaxed. She is muttering a strange language, chalk sticks in both her hands. Her movements are convulsive, as one in the throes of death. Yikes.
Where do we find him, Father?
Okay, so
Alice, my daughter,
Alice?
I know the answer to your question.
I'm concerned.
I can't believe that Alice made my little girl go through all this. Damned woman!
Okay, what else do we got? What else do we got? Hello.
Alice brought them to perform the ritual.
Ritual. Here's the
Candles
candles.
have been alight for almost 3 hours.
3 hours, so
That's where Alice's father was buried.
what else do we got?
Find the crypt. These writings constitute a single message
There we go.
guide.
Inspect the crypt. Go to the old cemetery and find the crypt on the crossing of 4 others. Felled by bullet, scholar of Rhodes, earth-digging giant, and trampled by feet. Oh, hello. Thing.
Kate! Oh my god.
Oh, Lord.
Alice's father mummified.
In the district of Saint Victor, one of the acts of demolishing an old house, a nest of snakes spawned upwards. Didn't have at the bottom of a well. There was a skeleton of a child who had likely... Oh, we read this. We read that recently, I think. So I guess I don't care about the whip.
Madam Destiny.
Madam Destiny, we've got... There we go.
A map of British rivers.
Map of British rivers. We have a...
Storm lamp. Alice
lamp?
keeps her father's belongings in this room, even the canteen from his boat.
I was gonna say, that looks like seafaring stuff.
Alice sleeps here. Alice is not merely peculiar, she is mentally ill. I hope Kate didn't see this. This witch. Alice, she brought my daughter even further. They followed this direction in this message. They went to the old cemetery.
Alright, so now we're searching for a crypt. Old cemetery. Okay.
Hold on, Kate.
Alright. Find and select the 4. Build it by the okay. I need I need readings of some sort. Unnamed crypt.
I need to recall some facts about certain famous people buried in this cemetery.
Okay. Let's see, what else do we got? Unnamed. Well, you're not helpful at all. Do you have a name? Nothing. That's the way out. I don't have any solid information on any of these people. Oh, there we go. Yeah, shot in a duel, felled by bullet. Unnamed crypt. Explorer. Trampled by feet. That's doable. Scholar of roads. Earth digging giant trampled by feet. No. Does not appear so. What about you? More unnamed. Botanist. Died of typhus. Scholar of roads, earth digging giant. Not sure what that means. Chief justice, lawyer. Unnamed. Oh, is there? There's more up here. Maybe. Hello. Cartographer. Scholar of roads. Unnamed. We already decided not to get him. We're doing some circles really quick, that's fine. Unnamed. archaeologist 7 feet tall. Earth digging giant. Okay. So now we go to the selection point. Which I guess is this one. And we're back on, we're running again.
Kate! Kate!
Kate, my dear child, I do not know when you will hear this message, but I do know that one day you will be here, Kate. My blood, my light.
Ruh-roh.
I knew the day I lost you.
Looks kind of like Voldemort.
Death is nothing to me, except to leave you behind and with him. Holmes. Sherlock Holmes.
That me.
Will you have to understand, he is your worst enemy.
I feel like that's a bit understand.
Hide behind the mask of his dubious morality. He would never kill you. Holmes. 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 I'm certain that he never understood you, and I'm sorry for that. I hope you didn't cry too often having him as your father. I trust that you made him cry. Don't distress yourself, my child. I died by his hand. But your questions are over since you now know. You are my daughter. What matters is that you
Bum, bum,
continue
bum.
my work. Join our cause, you will be the empress of evil. My Kate,
I feel like saying, here, join me, you'll be evil is just not gonna
in front
work.
of the world. Kate Moriarty has arrived.
I think I called that. I don't know if I called it on video, but I'm pretty sure I called that.
Moriarty. You. Kate. Oh, the dynamics of an asteroid. Work by Professor James Moriarty.
My observation of the asteroid movement of the telescope led to 2 new stars. Oh.
Metal star with an extremely precise carving. Young Kate and her father.
Professor James Moriarty. Again, we have the exclamation mark,
Metal star with an extremely precise carving.
which means that I'm missing something, right? I need to get something. From childhood's hour I have not been, as other words I have not seen, been, seen, I have read a British accent. As others saw, I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken, my sorrow I could not awaken, my heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill the mystery which binds me still, from the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. That's dark.
That's a ribbon from Kate's hair. Kate met her true father. I need to find Alice. I'll make her speak this time. Professor James Moriarty. Because I could not stop for death. Kindly stop for me.
Pretty sure that accent at the end sort of slipped towards Irish, and sorry about that. What else am I looking for? This is a huge, huge crypt. Like, man. Exclamation mark. I still have the exclamation mark, and I always hate that, because it's never quite clear why it's there. Are there any... There it is.
It's blocked from the outside. What? Alice!
Accept your death, you fool!
Never.
You witch! Let me out! Free Kate! Come back, witch!
Return at Baker Street completed. I don't know. I don't know if you agree
Go
with
ahead,
that.
Sherlock. This is the only way to get out of here.
Uh-huh. Okay. Hello.
Moriarty must have set up an astronomer's riddle here.
Okay, now can we combine the two? There we go. Now we're ready. Oh man. Buh. Oh boy. Okay. DT. Wait, what? You attached to... I gotta figure out what this riddle means. Are we aiming for that central point, I guess? Wherever that central point is for Kate. This attaches to here. This one must attach to here, I guess. So in other words, where's the center point? I don't think it's that guy. But it can't be him because so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 connecting points off of this. Which means that 1, 2 can't be you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So I guess it has. No. Oh, got it. Figured out the game. Ba-bum. 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 No, I didn't like that. Oh, nuts. Resets my progress. I still don't like this one, but I guess... Alright, let's start from here. We know that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. We know that then this guy must connect to... Whoops. Oh, so I actually also have to get this in the right order. 1, 2. Oh, that's gonna be hard. That just got harder. Uh-huh. So this is also like a the 5 bridges problem that I've definitely had to struggle with before and didn't always get it right. Okay, so I need to get, so it's this guy connects to 1, 2, 3. That makes this guy the center. That's this connecting point, which also gets up to here. This guy gets to here. Here. Okay, so I need to get the 3 connecting points. Okay, let's try this. Chink. 2, 3, 4. Ta-ta. 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 Oh, no. Oh, nuts. Oh, wait. Wait. Haha. Back to here. Back to here. Over to here. Up to here. How am I? Oh, I hope I didn't mess this up. So I need to now get to from here to this guy. Up to here. Back to here. Down. No. Wait. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 3. 1, 2. Got it. No. Yes. Yes, that'll work. Step that. Poke that one. Up to here. Up to here. Back down to center. Oh man, that was harder. That was way harder than I thought it was gonna be at first glance. There's the achievement. It's like, that's definitely an achievement. That was actually really fun. I liked that challenge.
Hold on, Kate. I'll find you.
All right. So we've solved the astronomer's problem. We've solved a modified traveling salesman. It's a computer science problem.
Watson!
NP
Holmes?
complete.
She tricked me.
Where's she gone? Watson, where?
I don't know. She left saying that she had to go and see a lady. A Mrs. Destiny?
Madam Destiny, she's a boat.
What?
Over there, Watson.
Watson, why did you'd one thing?
She's abducted Kate.
I can't believe it.
She's a lunatic, Watson. She made a room for her dead father, and now Kate is with her.
And now we're running. Honestly, this is a pretty solid method
They're on the boat! Hurry, Watson!
of establishing his mental state. I mean, you get the heartbeat in the background, but you also get that like canted camera angle that actually, usually I hate like those Dutch angle stylings, but works quite well in this scenario. Because since now I'm playing and I'm acting, like I have to kind of counter that bizarreness.
Stay here. Kate! Kate! Where are you?
Okay, thank you to something.
Kate, I'm here. Just jump.
Alice! I'm afraid!
I know, but you'll be all right. Look, it doesn't burn. Come on. Ah!
Kate! Oh my god, no!
Eh.
Go away!
Kate!
I'm a Moriarty! I'm the devil's daughter!
Roll credits.
I'm a monster!
What? That does not make you a monster.
Yes! That's why you've always
No, that's just because I'm a bad parent.
I only lied in order to protect you. You're still so young, my god! Ask Watson.
I was lied to all of my life! Do you have any idea how that feels?
What?
No! Because you're Kate Holmes. And a Holmes never gives up. I know it.
Yikes.
Yes, he knows. Nothing can change fate. Listen! He allowed George Hurst to kill Lord Marsh, who was already condemned to death by tuberculosis.
But this isn't your life. You have me.
You sent me away!
Shoot, that was the wrong thing to say.
We fight all the time! You're ashamed of me!
No! Oh, it's me, Kate. I never learned patience. My own father was the same with me.
It isn't possible to escape destiny! Meryl Butcher couldn't. Her father was a murderer! But Kate, she deserves to live, don't you think?
Kate, don't listen to her.
And Holmes will be murdered himself! I have foreseen it!
I'm sorry, what? Oh. Ow. Ow. Okay.
I may be killed one day. It's a risk that I take, but my word helps to save other lives.
Really? And Marley? And Orson? You save lives? No! You enjoy taking lives!
You can't save me either!
Kate, you'll be safe with me. I'll protect you. I care about you.
How can you trust him? He killed your real father, Kate!
Why? Why did you kill him?
It was his life or mine. I had no choice, Kate.
See? Everything is determined!
What's going on?
Remember the sign!
The
Our
signs.
meeting! The ceremony!
She's actually insane.
Kate, no, no. How can this suddenly mean more to you than your childhood?
See? It is time! The next life awaits us!
No, Kate, she would make the boat crash to kill you. She knew that you would hesitate.
I don't care.
Uh-oh.
I don't belong anywhere.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You belong with me, Kate. We're family.
Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. I got her.
What I'm doing?
Got her. I got her back. Ruh-roh.
Ah! Kate!
Think. Yoinks. Yoink. Got her.
Kate! Oh, God. Are you all right? She really was the devil's daughter.
Over here! Hurry, the boat's going down!
Let's go. Let's go. Oh my goodness. That was large.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too, Kate.
Black screen. Oh. I really thought that this final case would take longer. And or be more intensive. Took a half an hour, if that. That's a ring. That's 2. I don't know if any of those were missable. Okay, let's see where this takes us. I'd like to listen to the music longer, but that'll get flagged. Alright, that was a lot faster than I expected. So what, I'm just missing the lawn boat, which was studying green. This will make a good background. Talk about books I'm reading. Just since, well, because I kind of want to finish. I'm gonna try to 100% this game on full stream rather than going back and redoing it on my own. But so we'll start with the lawn bowling. Once I get that, then we're clear, and we could probably go and play, I don't know, dungeons, something like that. But yeah, so while that's happening, I'll talk books, smart things. I just finished a book called Confederacy of Dunces, which is a Pulitzer winner from 1981. It's an old style book. The original manuscript was, the original author died before publishing, and his mother sent it to another author, and that author did not want to read it. I guess as a famous author, you get a lot of people saying, "Oh, look, read this manuscript. It's really good, I promise." And then it usually isn't. The author read it and said that it was actually quite good. But I finished that. It's kind of
Well done, Watson. Not just
blah, 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 blah. We already listened to that. There we go.
this suit isn't appropriate for where we're going.
Right. No, but it was, so I finished it a little while ago. I was working on it. It's a weird read. It's one of those books that has you follow multiple characters depending on which chapter you're in. Or actually within the same chapter, you end up with different characters. They're all separate. It's like chapters are separated into parts. But it was one of those books that I really wanted to finish because I wanted to see where the heck it was going. And it all tied together sort of nicely at the end. But it's a hard read because all the characters are just, at least most of the characters are just terrible people. The main characters just, you don't want to empathize with him. I usually didn't, because he's a very conceited and entitled character who expected everything to be given to him. It's just really hard to work with, to read somebody like that. But I had picked it up and I just said, I'm gonna work my way through it and we'll see what happens. I got to the end. I'm glad that I read it. I don't know if I'd fully recommend it to most other people, because it's a weird one. But it's a solid book.
Mr. Holmes, you played
Can I
very well
skip
yesterday.
you?
My
There we
friend
go.
Dr. Watson has decided to join me. Really?
That blah blah.
Mayan keychain?
But the I finished it a couple of days ago, I think. Maybe a little bit longer. It was a solid book. I'm also reading...
Mr. Holmes. Yes. Let's start the fight.
Stop talking. I've also been reading The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt, about the whatever president of the United States, because I don't know that. I should. But no, I'm just terrible. But I'm reading through that, which is a 800-page slog. not slog. It's just an 800-page like manuscript, and it's part 1 of 3. So finishing that will be 2,400 pages, which will be a time for sure. Trying to clear through that, trying to get through that. But it's actually the ability to look at someone such an influential figure's life over just in such minute detail. Like currently the book I'm in, I'm on page somewhere like in the 650s, and we're just getting to the Spanish-American War centered around Cuban independence, which that's the creation of the Rough Riders, the regiment, I think. I forget what the full size of the group. Maybe it was something like that Theodore Roosevelt led during the Spanish-American War just after his stint as Assistant Secretary of the Navy. But like we're not even close to his presidency, and we're well on the way. Like I've already read so many pages. Like we're in the chapter, like the 20th something chapter. And it means you get a really solid look as to everything that was happening. You kind of get a very complete picture, more so I feel like than usual in biographies. It's a solid read, and it's also a good look at like American politics of this one spans mostly like the late 1800s, like turn of the century kind of timing. And there's a lot of he was a member of like the Reform Republicans, which focused a lot on the quote-unquote spoils system, which was before the civil service practices were created, which is how most of the federal government functions now, where you have to pass tests, and you are not appointed based on political preference. It used to be that like whatever the executive's term was, once it turned over, all of those positions would change. It would be given to whoever was the whatever political party was in charge. That was like the spoil system. So if you helped get a governor elected, you expected some strong position in the executive branch, or in wherever in whatever area the governor or whoever it was had power. And that Theodore Roosevelt was a big opponent of that and did a lot of fighting when he was in New York State, in the legislature, then later as the police commissioner, one of the police commissioners, I should say. There was four at the time. And did a lot of fighting there, but it's a fascinating look at the amount of things that we take for granted nowadays. Like when a new president comes in, most of the offices that deal directly with him or her or them would turn over. So that's stuff like the press secretary, all of their advisors, all the advisors to the president, etc., would turn over because they work in close proximity with the president. But the day-to-day operations generally are handled by the same civil servants as you expect. And that's something that's only happened in the last century. Which, yeah, like that's a third of the life of the United States. That's how it functioned. So, but it's still kind of interesting to realize that, like, for a long time, that just wasn't the way. Like, you're essentially the entire country was run by whatever political party was in charge, and that includes, like, the rank and file of everything else. And if you were a Democrat or a Republican when somebody of the opposing party came in, you no longer had a job. Like, that's insane. What else am I reading? I'm finishing up Frankenstein. I'm rereading Frankenstein, which is a surprisingly relevant novel if you dig into it. I'm working on it through a little book club. We've been discussing a lot, and this is especially for me as somebody who's experienced in technology, because I come from Frankenstein in a different sense, like that idea of who's responsible for the actions of a creation. And you see that discussion a lot in things like artificial intelligence, self-driving cars. How do you balance your abilities? Like, how do you... It's not the right phrasing. Like, who's responsible for, like, the accidents of a self-driving car? Is it the driver? Is it the programmer? The manufacturer? Like, whose mistake is it if something goes wrong? I don't know, and Frankenstein brings in a lot of those types of moral questions, even just as much as, like, who's responsible for the actions of a 10-year-old? Like, is that a failing of the parents? Are they supposed to, like, the quote-unquote creator of the child? That's kind of a weird term to use for a kid, but that's kind of the idea behind it. I don't know, it's a good one to reread, not necessarily from from a forced academic perspective, but from, like, a personal academic perspective. What else? And I'm reading a book by a physicist, Brian Greene, who is he's very much in the from my understanding, he's very much in the realm of, like, the Bill Nyes, or the I just blanked on his name. He does a lot of public stuff. He's Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's who. Because I've seen like Brian Greene was on the one of the late night shows. I forget which one, but he did, like, demonstrations of gravity and stuff like that. But he wrote a book, which is, let me double check the name so that I don't mess that up. Let me throw before I attempt that. That was Brian Greene, The Hidden Reality. And it's very much in the realm of, I mean, it's not very much, but it's a very physics-heavy book. He does bring it to, he does say that you can read this without necessarily an understanding of physics. I don't know. I think you would need, like, at least some experience in physics. Like, it is a hard and a complex read, which is not bad. Because you're discussing the literal origin of the universe, and that's very, very hard to be blunt. Like, the universe was created in a very complex way, like 14 billion years ago. And there's no way to go back 14 billion years and say, this is what happens. But he's got a good discussion on, like, the creation of the various creations that come from the universe. There is the 100%ing.
I trust you will be there as well. Unfortunately, I'll be unable to attend tomorrow. Duty calls.
Anyways,
Let's go home.
main menu. Yes. I don't know. It's a very interesting book because it kind of makes you think about stuff that we take for granted. There's a lot he does. I'm not very far. I'm like a fifth of the way through, and I'll be sure to continue these discussions as I get further in the book. But he's the first chapter is kind of like a summary, and the second two are about different theories as to how the universe is, which is a very broad broad way of looking at it. So like the first one is the idea of the first one's like the quilted multiverse. And is a lot of this discussion is like, how do you end up with parallel universes, parallel realities? And the first one is kind of like the simplest to understand, I feel like. We're gonna swap. We'll open up Minecraft Dungeons. That first one's kind of the easy one, not easy, but the easier to wrap your head around one, because the idea is just that if space is infinite, then there will be multiple versions of yourself, just from the aspect of it being infinite. The example he uses is I think there's like 80 million ways to order a deck of cards, like the normal ace through king of four suits. So if you have a bunch of randomly done decks, if you put enough of them together, eventually you will have two that are the same order. Or so like eventually, just if you put enough together, just by virtue of it being infinite, eventually you'll have you'll have two that match up. If you're shuffling decks together, eventually two of them that will end up next to each other that are the same. And that's kind of the idea behind how I don't want to say the simplest, but one of the easier to grasp versions of parallel universes come out. And also, this is definitely one of those books that I need to go back and reread once I've cleared it once, because it's hard. Like, I will fully admit that it's hard to understand. I don't know. It's always very good for me, in my eyes, to work on understanding what you see. I'm gonna scrap this. I don't want that. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of it's crazy to think about how little we know, how much we know, but also how little we actually know about like the world. I'm gonna try this. We're gonna go for heavy this round. Yeah, we're gonna go for heavy this round. But no, it's kind of crazy to think about. And those are the books. That's my Paul's books update. Just something, since I've been trying to read a lot more, I figure it's good to
There are unsettling
bring out my
rumblings
thoughts.
in the mountains of the overworld. Whispered rumors say the Illagers are building something dreadful far beneath these ancient mines. Something of soot, metal, and flame.
And I'll try to be
Only
more
a
consistent about my
hero such as
discussions, so
yourself could
because I'm clearing
brave
about
the
a
cavernous
chapter,
underground
maybe two
and
of Rise of
uncover
Theodore
the truth.
Roosevelt a day. I can usually get about half a chapter of Brian Greene's book before my brain just stops working for the day, because it's a lot. Highly recommend. Still very difficult.